The NeuroDADverse podcast is produced by Squid Shack Studios.
Hey, I'm Ben.
And I'm Dan.
We're both fathers,
We're both married.
and we're both raising kids with diagnosed neurodiverse conditions.
Parenting is tough, and we're not saying it's harder for us, just different.
And sometimes that different can be hard to explain.
That's why we've created the NeuroDADverse, a weekly show where we share our wins, our challenges, and all the neurosparkly and neurospicy bits in between.
Our hope is to create a safe space for parents to share their own highs and lows of neurodiverse parenting. And just to remind you of three things.
You're doing great,
You are enough.
and you're definitely not alone.
So welcome to the NeuroDADverse. Oh, are they going to manage it? Yes, they are. The NeuroDADverse plane has landed at half term, which we appreciate might not be the correct for some of you, but it is the podcast for, about, and definitely by parents of neurodivergent children, the podcast where we talk about all things neurosparkly and neurospicy. Good evening, Dan, on a Sunday.
Good evening, Ben. Hope you've had a good week.
It was the last week of term for us. Three.
And us.
So you too. So yeah, professionally, a good week at the end of things. Parent wise, I guess we'll find out. What we do here on this podcast is we get together each week and discuss our wins and challenges of the week as parents of neurodivergent children. And we normally kick off by summing up our week in 3 words, which is becoming kind of tricky over the past few records, I think. But what have you gone for this week?
You want all three?
Yeah, go on.
Okay, so
It's
my
not
week,
it's not the time for tennis.
the weather has been absolutely miserable, hasn't it, for the last few weeks?
Indeed.
So my week in 3 words are birthday, friendships, and ducks.
Nice. Well, mine have a weather theme. Rain, sun, and wind. Because we've experienced all of the different things this week, both in weather and I think emotion. But we'll get into that, I'm sure.
Nice.
What was going on for you this week then? What might come into your wins and challenges?
So my week this week included my dad's birthday, so granddad's birthday. We had Dress to Impress Day. Nanny and Granddad did.
Oh yeah, I went off on if you're listening to these podcasts sequentially, I went off on a mini rant, not against the school, but just general bizarreness of school dress-up days. Sorry, carry on.
That's fine. So yeah, Dress to Impress. Then we had 2 Nanny and Granddad after school play dates this week, as I was not home for school runs. We just had some friends over for lunch today, and it was Valentine's yesterday.
Yes.
What about you?
Well, we had an end of week of school, final week of school, and throughout that we had, where are we at? Sorry, Mabel had some football training, and she also had her singing. Yeah, nothing major in terms of things in the calendar. It's just what we did have. We had some challenges with.
Okay.
Or maybe some of those are wins. We'll see. I guess we will see. Tell me, first of all, what the information about the dress-up day, Dress to Impress, what's given the parameters, what did you guys and Frankie decide on?
So Dress to Impress was as part of Celebrate Mental Health Week, and they basically, the school said, come dressed in something that sort of shows who you are and expresses you in some way. So unfortunately, didn't really see what any of the other kids were dressed up in, because Frankie's first pickup on the bus and his last drop off on the bus. So I have no idea what anyone else wore, but what we put Frankie in, he got a really cool t-shirt, I think a birthday or 2 ago. I think it was his last birthday. That one of our close family, close friends, adopted family sort of relationship vibes got him, and it was all of the different emotions from the film Inside Out on the front, and on the back it says it's okay to feel all the feels. So we sent him in that because we just felt like that was
Mm.
pretty apt. So it's just white t-shirt with these pictures on with some writing on the back. And the good news about it is it was a small challenge, but a small win, but it didn't make sort of the win column this week. He went okay, actually. He was quite okay with the fact, despite it being a
Good.
Thursday, he wasn't getting into uniform. And I said, look, it's not uniform, but we're still going to school. The bus will be here. And he seemed to have a really nice day. So normally we
Wow.
Normally we
Cool.
don't usually engage historically with like the fancy dress days or
Difference,
non-school
yeah.
uniform days. It's just it can be a bit confusing.
Yeah.
So it
Yeah, I
was
think that's
nice that
yeah.
we participated. So, but yeah, so we
Good.
just went in with a t-shirt that says lots of feelings and it's okay to feel how you feel. And we kind of, that is our attitude with
Lovely,
Frankie and
lovely,
life
lovely.
now. So
Lovely, lovely, lovely. All right, let's kick off talking about our challenges of the week then. Do you want to go first?
okay, happy to go first. So main challenge this week is we missed a bus again this week.
Mm.
It's the third time now, I think, in either 3 or 4 weeks. So that's starting to become a little bit of a regular occurrence,
Uh-huh.
which is slightly concerning. And I suppose the main challenge, although I do love him for this most of the time, is he really is just becoming more and more sort of headstrong. So just learning how to navigate and try and get Frankie on board with doing things that he doesn't necessarily want to do. Um, well, we were, I can't remember how late. I don't think we were particularly late. We sent the bus on their way, and then it was actually the morning of my dad's birthday, and
Oh, okay.
so Amy was off. Uh, but yeah, he just didn't want to get dressed. Like obviously he missed one a few weeks ago just
Happy
because it was.
birthday, Dad. Fancy getting out of bed early?
Well, we actually got our like adopted family member who is one of our neighbours in the street.
Cool.
They actually helped us on this particular morning. We just waited for all the other kids to go into school. We took him in about 15 minutes after drop
How
off time.
was Frankie regulating with that?
Yeah, basically he just wanted more time. I don't think we had the greatest because it was the Tuesday, so it's almost a week ago now. He did wake up and have sort of a broken sleep and didn't really go back to bed properly. I think he woke up early hours and he might have gone to bed for another hour or so. He just needed more time in his morning to do what he wanted to do, which is generally what I am finding is I've moved the sort of morning routine as we are starting to form a morning routine where instead he's eating about 15 to 20 minutes earlier than I usually would, just so I can use those extra 10 minutes to try and start the getting ready process to be ready. He knew what I wanted him to do. You could see like he's very physical, sort of stimmy showing. He's
Yeah.
like, I know he's walking up and down the room. Like, I know what you want me to do, Dad. I'm just not quite there to be able to do this yet. And obviously, we try as long as I can to, because I never want him to miss the bus because I know that he will access school in the best possible way for him to have a nice day. But yeah, on
Do
this
you
occasion, it just didn't quite work. And there was both of us here as well. So I was just like, it was nice. Well, say nice. I don't know what the right word is. Amy being around to see a bus miss was not nice.
Yeah,
I
it's
don't know
good.
what the word is,
Yeah,
but
it's
yeah,
all
it's just like she gets to
nice.
see. She hasn't seen it. She's just heard that I've missed the bus twice when it's just been me and Frankie.
Yeah, I guess if you don't know, if
But it's
you've
a
not been
different
there and seen
approach.
it, you probably think that's been a real struggle, like emotionally. And actually sometimes it isn't that emotionally charged. But
Yeah, I
like
haven't been
I
enjoying
think what
mornings.
if
But
you no, but if what I'm saying is if you weren't there and your partner, co-parent, whatever, caregiver says, "Oh, we missed the bus today." I think if you weren't there or you hadn't been there to see it before, you probably think the worst. Well, actually, it's probably somewhere in the middle,
yeah. In terms of
you know?
reasons why, it's not that he doesn't want to go into school. He just
Mm,
is struggling to comprehend what I'm asking him to do and him physically being because I can when he wants to do it. So when he saw our neighbor come in, and we're like, look who it is. He was really happy. He was actually dressed ready for them to come over. and they parked outside, and we went straight out there, and he was ready to go because he just needed an extra probably 5 minutes. About 5 minutes after they left, he come up to us and was like, "You can dress me now." Like, he was open to it, but then he had to wait 20 minutes, 25 minutes before we could leave, and that is very typical of Frankie. We're trying. If we get him ready too early, he's then like, "I want to go," and like, well, then we're running around trying to finish packing bags and sorting out things. So we generally sort ourselves out, get everything ready, and then we get him
Yeah.
dressed, and then we leave. But sometimes we end up missing things or are late to things because we leave to get him ready till last. And if he's not vibing it, because it might be, say, late morning, if he's not ready by a certain time in the morning, he thinks we're having a pajama day. Well, he's having a pajama day. And that can be challenging because he's like, well, in his head, he's like, well, I think I'm just staying at home and chilling today. But now you're telling me we need to get dressed. And I can understand why he needs that sort of time. And we do tell him, like, today we are going out. You can just stay in your pajamas until 10 o'clock because we don't need to get dressed till 10:30.
Are you using
But
are you using those communication cards and the Velcro stickers in the mornings?
not yet. We're hoping to do that.
Okay.
We're waiting for the book that they
Oh, right,
go
cool.
in to arrive, just so we're not showing him around. It
Okay.
will look like he's one at
That
school.
might change things a little bit.
I'm hoping
But
so. Like I said, I'm not
ultimately,
gonna hold my breath on it, but I'd like to think it'll make it fit. But yeah, it's
I think
basically
if you have to make a choice, like we had a lot of challenges. Laura particularly had a lot of challenges in the early days of primary school about getting on the bus. They would always get on the bus, and they would be so emotional. They did not want to go to school, emotionally dysregulated. And I think being more centered and regulated, but missing the bus would be favorable because you can always get them there a different way. But
yeah, totally.
hey,
No,
it's
that
not
is
about
definitely us. Yeah.
comparison is the thief of joy. But yeah, it's always that way.
Yeah,
Alright.
I'm just not sure what necessarily has changed because they say he's happy at school, he loves school, he does go in and he's really happy to do it, but mornings
He's-
have been so challenging since the new year. And as I said, the evening routine, he eats, he goes straight upstairs,
Uh-huh.
gets in his bath, we go down, we cuddle, he goes to bed, like that part. But like I say, you can't. I am a believer of you can't have everything. There'll always be a bit of give and take. I'm not sure why mornings have become as challenging as they have been. They're not usually. I don't look forward to the mornings. Let's put it that way. Most of the mornings we obviously get off okay. We have only missed the bus 3 times, but honestly, we could have missed the bus nearly like half the week every week since the school holiday. Like, he's literally just getting
yeah.
ready at the last minute before they have to leave to make their next pickup. So they are a bit like, it's quite exhausting. I'm like, God, it's only 8 o'clock, and I feel like I could go for a nap and whatever else. But yeah, so we're just trying to find ways of trying to help that process in the morning. So hopefully these cards might help, but we're just moving everything forward because he is up early. It's not like we're getting up at 7:30 and he must be out the door in half an hour. Like, he's up several hours, but we can't get him ready any earlier because then he gets upset because he has to wait to leave. Like, it's very frustrating trying to find that
Yeah, it's
sweet
just
spot. But when we find that
processing.
sweet spot, amazing. I'm like, oh my God, everything was great this morning. But it's probably once a week that might happen. More often than not, it's a
Uh-huh.
challenge. So yeah, I'm just going through
Okay.
a bit of a rough patch with mornings.
It's okay. It's all
But
the
it could be worse. 100% it could be worse. It's just
all the
it's
roller
my
coaster.
challenge.
It's
Yeah.
all the roller coaster.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, my challenge this week, it's kind of similar. And in terms of my 3 words being about the 3 different types of weather,
Mhm.
it's kind of like, I know, wish I had an app that could test what kind of emotion what decision would come from both the kids, because both the kids had a broken week of attendance. Oscar continued to find it really difficult to attend. And Mabel also this week had her first kind of showing from her new school that she, not because she deregulated her sleep, not because she was physically unwell, like she'd taken a day off because she had a flu or bug. These were a couple of couple of consecutive days where she just, I think I'll sum it up as she wasn't really in an emotional place to go to school. And I didn't expect that, because the day before had been really good, but such is the way with
Mhm.
I think teens in general. So so when I woke her up to get up to go to get her sorted and ready, she said, "I just don't want to go." And we're quite well practiced at not really putting up too much of a fight because we
Mm.
had it for such a long time at the previous school where actually we could see how she emotionally was unraveling and it was unsafe for her for a lot of reasons to be going or to be pushing her. It's just this is new at this place, but I think the win part of this challenge is that Laura and I both thought, you'll work this out. There's definitely like her attendant and engagement at her new school, by all accounts, is really great. She's really talking well about it. She feels included there. She's involved in like her new option subjects. She's involved in football teams. Like it's great. She talks about it um, in high regard. So we just thought she's in the middle of year 10. She'll work this out.
Mhm.
Um, let's see where it goes. On one day, it turned into 2 days. And then she told us. She was like, "Oh, I'm going to school tomorrow, okay?" And we went, "Okay." We dug into a little bit of what was concerning her and troubling her. Um, part of it is exhaustion, but I think part of that is because she's not sleeping well because she's worrying about these certain things that seem to
Mhm.
not be an issue now. Um,
Well, also she has had quite a it's a busy term because she started a new school this term, right? So it's a new year, new term, and then obviously the new
she had a week and a
medication.
half before Christmas, but yeah, it's been full on assessments,
Mhm.
people talking to her about how it's important to get some like work experience at the end of year 10, a lot of pressure. I don't mean any more on her than there is on other kids. I just mean that's what school's like.
Mm.
It's a lot. It's always been a lot. Like teenagers go through it, and in year 10, everyone tells you that the thing you're doing right now is the most important thing, and it's built up and built up and built up. So yeah, you're right. She's had a lot to contend with, and term 6 is usually the term where historically Oscar and her really have just thought, do I have to go in for these last 2 days? Like, because they're feeling deregulated. So, with Oscar, they're beginning to communicate a few more things about what might help them at school. There's a couple of things going in there. When they are talking about school, they're talking about kind of some inclusive strategies.
Mhm. That's
Um,
good. That's really good. Is it stuff that's
yeah.
doable? Like, is it like
No,
reasonable?
so yeah, school's talking about it. I think they're doing it.
That's lovely.
Oscar's not really. I think it's with both our kids. It's very much put them in front of something, and then they'll either run a mile from it or do it.
Right.
Talking about the thing that's going to happen in order to help you, it's not happening now. So why are we talking about it?
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
that neurodivergent thing of experiencing time differently. That doesn't necessarily mean you shouldn't talk about what's going to help, but saying there's this club you can come to on a Wednesday lunchtime, come along, unless you went, there you are, this club happens now, or just not even there you are, just like walking through here, and then Oscar or Mabel realizes what's going on. Do you know what I mean? That side by side
That's
body
good.
doubling thing. So, but yeah, so it's just continued challenge, but letting them work it out a little bit. That's been the challenge this week. But I think we're doing okay with it because in Mabel and Oscar's case, they both ended up going towards the end of the week after there a couple of times. So
Amazing. So we're looking for a half-term reset and just
I don't know. I don't want to. Yeah, I don't. I'm cautious not going. Everything will be better next term because it's a roller coaster. But I don't know which way it's going to turn next. However, they both know and see the importance of going.
And that's all you can do. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, it is. It's true. It's true.
So when
And both
when
the schools are very, very, very on board with all of the challenges that those two kids have. So
that's really good. In terms of when Mabel said, "Oh yeah, I'm going in tomorrow," was that like in the morning? Was that like evening, walking past while you were doing something, or was that like in the middle of a
I was
conversation, just out of interest?
at work. So Laura mentioned that Mabel had said it to her. I said, okay, we'll see how I want to get in. And she told me because she wanted to know where Pancake and stuff was. So, all right, fine.
Oh, nice. Fair enough.
Yeah. So, yeah. So, and that PE kit was used in one of the wins that we had this week. So maybe you could pop back after this little message, and we'll talk about those. What do you think, Dan?
Sounds good to me. I'm intrigued.
Got a question or want to share a story? Drop us a message on Instagram or email us at NeuroDADverse@gmail.com. Look after yourselves. Welcome back to the NeuroDADverse, where we discuss all things neurosparkly and neurospicy about parenting and bringing up neurodivergent children. We have reached the part of the show where we talk about our biggest wins. I was talking before the break about how Mabel had said, "Oh, I'm going to go to school tomorrow. Where's my PE kit?" One of my little wins, basically the umbrella term of my wins are like the kids coming and sounds weird. The kids coming and talking to us, but with specific things. So like pointing out things that are good or things that they would like to do. So I'll talk about Oscar in a minute, but with Mabel, it's been like kind of her talking about how she thought things were going to go poorly or she was nervous about something. And actually, it turned out really good and it surprised her. And what's good about that is she's actively not writing stuff off or writing herself off.
Okay.
So it'll be simple stuff. So the PE kit comes into the fact that she's in the PE classes, like opting to do the football in like the tier of the kids who do sport course or whatever, and the girls in the football team, the boys in the football team. And she's been nervous about that because she's relatively new to the school and she doesn't have super amount of confidence in her ability. But she's been telling me stories about how, like, kids who wouldn't really say hello to her in the hallway are passing her the ball because they could see she's really good, or what in their eyes she's really good, and she's just enjoying it. So she's like actively talking about that. She's also saying like, "Oh, I didn't know I had a science test today." And my brain immediately went, "Well, how did you not know you had a science test today?" And then I went, "Of course you didn't know you had a science test today because you were told you had a science test and you were reminded about it on the day. But when you were told about it before, it wasn't happening then, so it didn't matter, right?" But she did a little bit better than she thought in that.
That's good. That's
And yeah,
amazing.
so just there's a couple of bits like that. Some of her art, she's getting a bit more confidence about herself. And that's all good. That's all about repairing her confidence in her ability with stuff. Not because the GCSE grades mean anything other than she tried her best at some things. And Oscar as well, slightly different, not on an academic scenario, a lot to do with school, but has been coming down and saying, "Oh, I would like to watch this with you, Mum. Dad, you can't stay." I think because I might have some sort of cinematography discussion or like, hang on a minute, this doesn't tie up with the narrative. But in a nice way, they sit and watch movies together. So they're watching like Terminator or some horror movies and stuff, and like that real kind of 14-year-old age of like, "Oh, can I watch this scary thing? Oh, yeah, but with my parents." So yeah, that's cool. And with me, they kind of returned to asking if we could play some computer games. So I had a look through the ones that we could kind of download, like that were free to play, given the tier of whatever we've got. They said to me, "Oh, that." I was like, "Really? I've never really played that game because I really didn't enjoy that when I was younger or as an adult, really." But it was Resident Evil.
Okay.
And I was like, yeah, I don't have a problem with us playing it, but I never really got on with them before because they're jump scary and I just didn't enjoy them. Preferred something that's still a bit more thought out. So what then occurred was quite a long gaming period, or Friday evening, where I would sit and watch, Oscar would play, and I would strategize and go, no, no, you left that in that box in that office. And we had quite a few joyful arguments about how to go, about which item to do first. And then we had some jump scares as well. So yeah, that's been really fun to connect through those other things. We're also playing some couch co-op stuff, like what's it called? Split Fiction, which is the kind of teenage version of It Takes Two, which are games that can only be played. I think I've talked to them before about the podcast. And if you've got a kid who's into gaming and you don't know how to get into their world, these games are great. So it's not only couch co-op, you can play it online co-op, but just side by side gaming with your kids is something that if your kid's into gaming and you don't really know, these games are great. So yeah, that, and also we found our way playing Ultimate Sheep Raccoon, which is like ultimate chicken horse, but with bikes. Leave a comment if you know what I'm talking about. Basically, it's a platformer where there's a start and a finish. There's no space in between, but you all get to put in like little platforms, and then you race to the end. And then each round you play, you can either make it more complicated, so you can put like a fireball here, or you can put a gate here that chops your head off every time you go through. So you basically build the level as you go, trying to make it more difficult for your opponents. And that's, yeah, hilarious. And it's if you play a little as an animal character, and if you win, you're the ultimate sheep or chicken or raccoon or whatever. So yeah, it's been lovely to see Oscar just kind of go, I'd like to do this with you, and specifically not you. And then, but there's something for both of us. Which,
Yeah, I was just say that's really nice. Yeah, I can't watch films with you, Dad, but I'll game with you. Yeah, nice.
yeah,
Oh, okay. No, that's really
yeah,
lovely. Yeah.
lovely, lovely little wins. I think people who are listening with teens will kind of cling on to those and like, not those moments. I mean, like if you experience those moments where your kid comes and asks you to do something, I think doing this and chronicling those moments makes me more open at that time, because being a pet, my last 3 words of the week from last week was busy, busy, busy. And I think there were definitely times when one of the kids came to ask, and I was like, can we just hold on from that because I've got this to do? And then immediately you feel like, I actually don't know don't know how many more times that's going to happen. So I probably should jump at that chance. But yeah, it's all about balance. But yeah, lovely stuff.
So can you just explain to me what a couch co-op is? That something that you're both playing on a sharing the
So it means,
split screen,
I
or are
think the
you both on
official
a
term is that
device?
local co-op. I call it couch co-op
Right. Okay.
because you both have to sit next to each other on a couch to play it
Oh, right. Okay.
cooperatively. So
Okay.
well, it has that function. Most games you are online multiplayer or online co-op. So like I could play with you now, you sat in your house, me sat in my house, but it doesn't have the function to play both.
Right. Okay.
And the thing
So
about
have you got different controllers or device? Are you on the same device, or is it like multiple? Right. Okay. Fine.
with the new Switch, you can do multiple devices. You can play with them.
Right.
So
Okay. Cool. No, I was
I
just
could
trying to
play
work
with
out
this.
the logistics of it. Are you sitting there like you have to take it in turns?
Yeah,
like
no,
one
it's old
person
school.
on the-
It's like old school. Two
Right.
controllers, look at one TV. It's great.
Yeah. For
Yeah,
people
yeah.
that aren't watching, I literally was getting my thumbs jumping up and down there. Like, yeah, like there's 2 of us. We got to
Also,
control each racing or whatever.
I know they listen to the podcast, so I would also point out that It Takes Two, the couch co-op game, is also great for adults because my cousin and her husband play it. So yeah,
Okay.
it's good fun. They're really good fun. What about you, buddy? What was your big wins of the week?
So my little win this week was Dress to Impress Day went off without a hitch, as I've already mentioned. I have a social win and I have an education win. So my education win, I did, and I have messaged you. We've communicated a little bit this week, and both of these things kind of happened just as we were messaging each other. So the education win this week was we got sent pictures on the app that the school used to communicate with us and share things that happened. And one of the updates this week was a picture of Frankie looking at a table, and on the table they had all the kids' names sort of stuck onto the table to do some tracing. And he pointed out his name when looking at the thing. I'm like, that's amazing. So we know he recognizes numbers and he can tell time or understand time and what happens at certain
Yep.
times on the clock.
So
that
good.
was cool that he's like, he understands what his name looks like. And then they sent us this lovely picture where he was tracing over his name and he was like really smiling and looking at the camera like he was enjoying it. And at first I thought, wow, his handwriting's much better than mine. And then when I double took, you can see that his hand's been held by an adult hand and they're going over it slowly. And I was like, wow, like barely
Still,
holds a
though,
pen. And then, but yeah, I mean, it was just a lovely moment to see, and that they've obviously captured it.
so
And
great.
knowing his teacher and the TAs in his class, I can imagine that they reacted exactly how we were. They're like, oh, good, look, he's really enjoying
Mhm.
this. So that was just
So
nice to
good.
see from an education point of view after the SALT meeting last week. It just seems like, although the mornings are challenging, and I don't really look forward to mornings too much, knowing that it's going to be a bit of a battle at some point, knowing that he is progressing and enjoying himself at school is quite nice.
Yeah, I was going to say makes that worth it, right?
Yeah, totally.
Stuff's
yeah.
always like, yeah, we always say life's difficult. What are those difficult bits worth? What are you
Yeah.
willing to put yourself through? And I'm not suggesting that, you would not push them into school and would not get them into school, but it's nice to know that that's progressing.
Yeah.
And, think about September. That's only a few months away, right?
Yeah, and it feels like
And
that's the
look at the
sort of stuff that
progress.
he needs to be able to do to when he moves up to the next classroom. That's the sort of stuff he's going to have to be doing on the regular.
Mhm.
So that looks like
And when
that's really nice.
kids enjoy themselves in a class, their ability to do stuff raises. So yeah,
100%. That's
love that.
why, from my experience at school, the lessons
Mm-hmm.
that I enjoyed achieved so much better than the lessons that I knew I had to just be there. But yeah, and then the
After
main
my rant about what people decided to dress up, I'm not going to go into ways of schooling and stuff, but I certainly 100% professionally think if I'm not trying to get kids in a good mood, why
what's the
am I
point?
here?
Yeah,
Um,
because at least the
their
time will go
their
quicker.
ability to, like, they feel included and interested and slightly challenged. It's where you can go, but it's not an easy profession, but I like it. Sorry, carry on.
No, that's
Another
fine.
win. Let's go.
And then so I suppose the main win, and my words were birthday, friendships, and ducks. I'm not going to have time to explain ducks unless we have some time at the end. But friendships. So today we had my best friend from school and his family come over. Every 6 to 8 weeks we meet up and we have lunch. So last time we saw them was just before Christmas, and we had a Christmas lunch. They come over to us for like a Valentine's sort of thing lunch. And it's just really obvious now that Frankie, as soon as they knocked on the door, we don't have a picture for them. I asked him, I was like, can you send us a picture so we can put it on his communication board so he knew they were coming? So it was a surprise. We said, get dressed quickly. And it felt a little bit like getting ready for the school bus. But he went, okay, cool. We got dressed, knock on the door. They come in and he had a really lovely afternoon. Just
Cool.
watching them playing with his toys and whatever else. And so that was nice. But the main win was yesterday when we was at the gym, which we go to all the time. And
The Send Gym.
The
If you're
Send
listening
Gym,
for the first
yeah.
time, there is a like
A
a soft play thing set
It-
up locally, right?
Yeah,
The
it's
Send Gym.
it's in a gymnastics area, but they have
Yeah.
loads of soft play toys, basically, and
Yeah. Cool.
inflatables. And so we were there, and it's taken frankly about 4 or 5 weeks. They redeveloped about a third of the hall to a free running place. So they've got 7-8 foot high wooden blocks that you can jump on, and they've got lots of like scaffolding poles that you can swing around and whatever.
Oh, cool.
And Frankie's been slowly getting brave to climb up and sit on the top. As soon as
So
we walked
good.
in this week, he walked straight in, dragged us both over. We're sitting up here, and we spent an hour and 10 minutes of our hour and a half time there sitting at the top of this box. But he's having a great time, just rocking to and forth, smiling, singing, and doing what he does. And then there was a little boy that come over and wanted to climb up and sit on the top with us. And he's like, can I come up here? And I was like, of course you can. Do you need a hand? Because it is a little bit steep if you're average
Mhm.
10-year-old can climb up there without help. under that, you probably need a bit of help. So do you need a hand or can you help me, please? So I just arm under each armpit, lifted them up, sat there. Then I just saw his mum and dad appear like lower down around the corner. And I said, "Is he okay up here?" And they went, "Yeah, will your son be okay? Like, he's up there with you." I went, "He'll be fine as long as you're okay." And then he was sitting there, he started talking to me. And then the mum went, "Do you want to play ball with us?" So she passed up a sensory soft football and he threw it. And then Frankie kind of giggled. And then the mum went and got it and then gave it back and went, "Do you want to have a go?" First thing Frankie does is put it over his face to feel the sensory of it. And I said, "Do you want to throw it?" So I'd sort of squeeze his hand so the ball would pop out and he would giggle. And it basically turned into a game of turn taking. They would take it in turns to throw the ball, or Frankie would hold on to it
Yes,
and I'd squeeze it.
please.
And the mum would keep bringing it back. And after a few occasions, Frankie went to like lean forward to take it outside of turn, like before he realised it was turn taking. I went, "It's not your turn, Frankie. It's their turn."
Yeah, yeah,
And he
yeah,
looked
yeah.
at me, was like, "Oh, okay." Then he sat back, watched him throw it.
Wow,
And then
nice.
so I was just like, "This is a really nice moment." And you just happened to text me and I went, we've made a friend and we're kind of playing, I think we've made a friend and I think we're playing a game. And that was just really nice because we were in a really isolated part of this hall was
Yeah,
really
yeah, yeah.
whammo, which is lovely to see. There are so many new families every week. There's probably about 6 or 7 new people that I hadn't seen before.
So good.
We have been going on and off, like the staff that work there, one of them hadn't been in for a few weeks because of holidays
Mhm.
and time off, and they was like, "Oh, I've missed you. Like, where you've literally been coming here for like 3 years. Like, it's really weird if you're not here and we don't see you." So that just goes to show. But in that time, there are so many more families there. So obviously, it's really good that families are finding it, and it's really useful. And hopefully, it means it's going nowhere because it might be under threat of closure because of property rights and whatever else. But that's another tale for another time. But yeah, so I'm just like, well, how can we engage with other people when you're sitting like 8 foot above everyone else at the top of this wooden plinth? And the little boy came
If
to
no
us and we
one had
played a
come
game.
up, it still would have been a win
Oh,
because
100%. But it was just nice
it
to make a
just
friend.
is, and also you'll find that those things are inclusive, and also, yeah, other people
Mm.
aren't just wanting to dominate that with their child. It's lovely. It's
Well,
absolutely
technically,
lovely.
he dominated that bit of kit, but no
I
one
know,
else
but you
seemed
know what I
to
mean?
care. But
Like,
I know. But it was
oh,
just
actually, no, I want my child to throw the ball to me only. Like, sometimes you get there are parents like that, and that's fine. You wanted to go have just you and your child's experience, but
yeah.
yeah, I
Well, it
think,
felt like a really nice thing because I could obviously I'm a bit higher up, but
yeah,
I thought like hearing the parents, I was like, they're like, "Do you think they might want to play?" And I'm like, "Yes, like we can do this. Like we are those type of people that would be like, if you want to engage with us, we'll engage you back. We won't like go around forcing the
yeah,
issue of
yeah.
trying to make our friends." But they had a really good time, and that went on for about 15, 20 minutes. Unfortunately, Amy wasn't around to see it at the time because we needed to do some shopping, and it's right by a supermarket, and she was out at that particular time. But it just felt like the person is known to us. Like my notes here, I've got playing a game with a boy that's known to us, and I was like, that sounds a bit police like lingo, but they're
Yeah,
people
yeah,
that
yeah.
have been there a few times. We've seen them. I've never really spoke to the parents. We kind of like nod
Great.
and say hello to each other, and then out of nowhere, like the boys asking me questions like, "Have you got a mustache?" My dad's got a mustache. I went, "I don't at the moment. I could grow it, but I don't." And then
Fine.
next thing I know, we're playing like fetch, basically. Like unfortunately, his mum's
Amazing.
running around. But it was just really nice to see Frank taking turns and playing. And I'm like, this is what they've been saying at school is slowly happening. So that's why it's my win. It's just really nice.
Absolutely. Lovely stuff. Well, in a bizarre, if you're listening to this, we will have had what we're about to talk about, but we always enjoy trying to spot where we might find the good energy. And there's also time for our musical jingle. Get ready for a look ahead to the week ahead. It's look ahead to the week ahead. I don't really have a organized, that's not the right word, planned, packed half term. There's a couple of bits in for us, but I also know that it might, we left it a little bit fluid because, excuse me, the things that parents of teenagers will know is that they, neurodivergent ones and neurotypical ones, is that they will spring some things on you. So I'm going to have to look into my diary to see. But what about you? organised and planned for you this week?
So yes, we're at half term for us. So not say out of nowhere, but we are kind of we have a schedule for the week. So Monday I'm hosting two different having two different send friends over, which could make a new sort of gang, as it were. So people that we see weekly and the classmates of Frankie, and another
Cool.
friend that came over and saw us end of the summer, I think. So it's been a while, but it's just hard because not all half terms are the same, are they? So
100%,
we're hosting some people tomorrow for a few hours into the early afternoon, and then we might just chill. Tuesday we are down for Send Gym, and we might be going to see our old neighbours for lunch, but that's depending because we've hosted today, we're hosting tomorrow. It might be too much, so Tuesday could be a chill out day. Wednesday and Friday, Frankie is at his Send club, where he goes on his own, so I've got some time to work and fit in life admin. Thursday, we've got a birthday party of one of my friends that I went to school with, son. And we haven't seen them guys for a little while, so that could be nice, and that's in the afternoon. And then it's the weekend, and me and Amy are going out on Saturday evening. So Frankie's got some play date. I think it's with my mum and dad are coming over and having him for the evening, but we are coming back and staying. So it is actually quite busy, but obviously everything's in pencil.
Yeah, as always. Cool. Well, we've got Mabes is doing sleepover at her friend's tonight. She's gonna hang with her nan. They're gonna go to cinema. And then we will probably do some sort of pancaking business on the Tuesday or the Wednesday. We might move
Totally
it.
forgot to say it was Pancake Day Tuesday. It's in my notes as well, but yes, Pancake Day.
Yep, we will get the shrove out of the oven and put it to good use.
Is it a big thing in your household?
There was one year, a couple of years ago, where Oscar and Mabel attempted to flip and made the flip happen.
Amazing.
Yeah, it was insane.
And are they still living off of that dream now, every year, trying to emulate that one moment of...
No, it's not a big thing. It's not a big thing in our household, but it would be an excuse to all be in the same room so that we would take any of those.
Frankie likes pancakes.
See. But yeah, Laura's got some shifts that's like on, off, on, off, off. One of the days is right between my dad's and my dad's partner, her birthday. So that's half term is right in between there. So we'll meet them for lunch, which will be in a restaurant somewhere. And we're not sure how that will go. But those are the only things that we have in Penn. Oh no, weekend off. The week, both of us are off at the weekend at the end of the week. That makes sense.
Yep.
So we will
Champions of Champions?
It's possible. But the thing that is in Penn is me and some friends of ours, we've all booked to go to a little wildlife park near us, which
nice.
we were going to as when the kids were really little. And the kids that they have are like primary school age or like little baby bubbers to nearly 2. So we it's nice to go back there and see those memories and stuff. So yeah, we'll be doing that. So yeah, we'll see. Tune in next time to find out how some of those things went.
Praying for good weather because it's just been
And
so
good energy.
wet.
Yeah.
So wet.
Well, get yourself some computer games that you that you might want to play with your child. I don't know. It's okay. Like, this is the UK, isn't it? So we just have to accept it. A big old walk in the rain's not that bad, is it?
It's not. I mean, I enjoy it, but yeah, it's not always. Frankie can be very like, "Oh my god, what is happening?" And he could be like, couldn't care less and be soaked. So
yeah, so
it depends on his vibe.
Hey ho.
Speaking about water-based activities, it's been 2 months since we last reported on bath time scores. Where did that time go? We haven't.
2 months.
It's been about 8 or 9 shows since we last did a bath time score.
That calls for a celebration. Cheers.
So
I've
After
not
going
had
okay.
anything. We've not had anything to report.
Yeah.
That's big win column, that is.
So for people that might be listening for the first time or in the last 8 weeks, when we first started our podcast, bath times could be amazing or particularly challenging. So it had its
For
own
both
spoiler
of
segment.
us. Yeah.
But yeah, we kind of retired the section a couple of months ago, and I have no
We were
reason
just
to
getting
bring it back.
consistent 9s or 10s. If Laura and Amy did them, they were.
We worked through the challenge, so they're no longer challenging.
Yeah,
but
we did.
Just what I mentioned.
Yeah.
And are you doing Lent?
Well,
Are you going to do anything parenting wise for Lent? Like,
no,
being
that's
Pancake
not.
days?
That's
something you
not
do.
our vibe. We might
Yeah.
might flip some. Well, I flip some pancakes, but yeah, it's not. That's not our vibe at all. But you?
I generally say something like, I'm going to not eat as much chocolate or crisps or whatever. I've done it a few times and been successful, but I can't really think of anything at the moment. But I didn't know if there's anything parent. I was like, maybe I should give myself a parenting challenge to try and complete over Lent, but I'm not quite sure what that is yet. Maybe just try and be happier in the mornings for positive energy, the manifestation for the buses, and just don't let it affect me too much. So, well, maybe that's probably the most obvious one for me.
Yeah.
But that's hard
Sounds
to
good.
judge because I could literally just lie and say I'm doing really well, right? But yeah, okay.
There we go. Right, cool. This brings us kind of towards the end of our chat for this week. If you've been listening and you enjoy listening to this, please consider giving us a follow on social media. That's NeuroDADverse. We're on Instagram and TikTok. If you want to get in touch and you want to come on the pod and talk about your wins and challenges or anything you've heard you want to have a conversation about, please do get in touch on either of those platforms, or you can email us. It's the NeuroDADverse@gmail.com. If you're watching on YouTube, please give us a like, subscribe, follow, all of those businesses. It helps. This is a podcast for, about, and definitely by parents of neurodivergent children. And Dan and I would be sat here having this chat even if we didn't record it. So the fact that you listen to it means the world, and it's great. So please do get in touch. We're always on the lookout for any other ideas that we could do with this pod. So yeah, fantastic stuff. It just leaves us with the lovely moment for Dan to say goodbye in his 3 wonderful ways.
So remember, everyone, you are enough, you're doing great, and you're certainly not alone.
Hey, good energy, everyone.
Happy half term, everyone.
That's about it for the NeuroDADverse. We'll be back next week.
If you laughed, cried, or nodded in tired agreement, don't forget to follow us and leave a review. It helps more parents find us.
Just remember, you're doing great.
You are enough, and you are definitely not alone.
Got a question or want to share a story? Drop us a message on Instagram or email us at neurodadverse@gmail.com. Look after yourselves.